What do you want? What do you want? If I were to say, show me exactly what it is that you want, what would that look like? What would that look like for you? If there was a TV channel with your goal on it, would it be crystal clear? Would you be able to say, yes, that's the target goal, that's exactly it? Or would it be static? Would it be very unclear? And even more importantly, are you embodying the person who achieves that goal now? Are you living on that channel? Are you living on that frequency right now? Because there's a slight issue with this question here of what do you want? The issue is we don't get the things that we want. We don't get what we want. We get what we are. And you might think, well, how does that work? What does that mean? Because life has no idea about past and future. Life only has right now and who you are right now. So the trick is to become the person first and let the things happen around you after. But first internally. So the question becomes, how do we achieve this? How do we create massive clarity around the goal? How do we live on that frequency now? And how do we dial our success frequency? If you don't know me, my name is Carter. Hello. And I'd like to share with you how I got here speaking to you now. This question has been an interest of mine for over 10 years now. And I remember being in high school thinking, how do I get what I want? What does that process look like? And am I even in control of that? That might be the most interesting question of all time, right? Seriously. So fast forward some time here. In 2020, I was working a job that I didn't like. You've probably heard that story before. So in September 2021, I moved to Spain to teach English. And I moved there not knowing the language, not knowing anybody, not knowing anything about the city, really. So it was a much more adventurous thing and much more in alignment with who I was. During my time in Spain, I knew I wanted to find a way to make money online. This is something that was circulating around my mind for a very long time. So I started researching and I found digital marketing. It seemed very practical, very useful. So I looked into that. And in winter 2022, I worked with my first client on a free trial basis. Great experience. After working with this client for 2 weeks, I honestly took a break. Honestly, it was very overwhelming at the time, but I learned a lot. But I took a break from it. In June 2023, I returned home to the United States from living in Spain for 2 years, and absolutely incredible experience. I can't say that enough. That's a whole nother video. After returning home, I worked every day on my digital marketing agency for over a year. Not only this, but I hit the gym and I meditated every day as well. Went full grind mode, absolute grind mode. And yes, I also fell into the hustle culture trap of just constantly doing. Then an interesting thing happened. For the first 9 months of working on my agency, think about this for a second. I was only able to sign one client in the first 9 months. I was doing outreach every day, getting on sales calls, and I got extremely burnt out in doing this. Then in month 9, I had a 2-week period of going from 1 client to 5 clients. I also had a 6-week period of making over 10K. I thought, wow, interesting. I was baffled, and the whole time I was trying to sign clients. So what is it that happened here? What is it that changed? Well, it was at the same time that I started working with a coach, with a mentor. It was through working with this coach where I was able to understand the biggest needle mover of my success. It wasn't about a new sales funnel, optimizing a landing page, doing more outreach, or the next shiny object. These surface level tactics and strategies can be found online for free, right? A lot of this stuff can just be found for free. This work, this understanding was much deeper. The big needle mover is your internal state of being. This involves your belief system, your emotional baggage, energetic coherence, how you deal with negative emotions and negative feelings, and lots more. Also known as, aka, the work below the surface. There's the outer world and there's the inner world. There's the conscious mind and there's the subconscious mind. And this brings me to the one-to-one coaching I'm doing now and why I'm speaking to you here. In this video, I want to share with you how to dial your success frequency to attract your desired reality. And I want to show you this quote by Albert Einstein because this sums it up beautifully here. He says, "Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way." This is not philosophy, this is physics. So think about that. Everything is energy, and you match the frequency. So what does that mean? We should look into this a little more. And that quote might sound like a lot, not gonna lie, it might sound like a lot, but this is where it gets fun. But first I wanna tell you who exactly this video is for. Because really it's for a past version of myself and a current version of myself, because we are always continuously in motion here. This video is for the person who is working in online business or sales, having feelings of limitation and lack, feeling called to serve people at the highest level, tired of the hustle culture cheese of working 8 to 12 hour days and just doing, and unsure of how to deal with negative feelings like fear, doubt, and anxiety. This is the person I'm making this video for. This video is not for the person who is lazy, uncommitted, and unwilling to do the work, complaining and doesn't take full accountability for their life situation, closed-minded and unwilling to take in and consider new ideas. So, back to the topic of this video here. How do we dial your success frequency? What does that process look like? So let's get into it here. The first practice, create massive clarity around the goal. When you turn that TV channel to your goal, you want it to be crystal clear. Make your desired reality crystal clear in your mind and your body. When you think with the picture in your mind and when you feel the emotions related to it. Two very important things there. So action step, map it out. What do you want? Spend 1 to 2 hours writing and do the work that most people just don't have the patience to do. But really it's the biggest needle mover for you. Spend 1 to 2 hours writing it out. Create a vision board. Get highly detailed and coherent. Coherence is the best word here. Crystal clear. Answer these questions thoroughly. What do I want? Why do I want it? What would it feel like if I had it now? What does the picture look like in my mind? It's important to contemplate those things. Map it out. So focus on the internal feelings as much as the external circumstances. How will you feel in that desired reality? Do I really want this? With the things you're writing down, ask it again, right? Do I really want this? Do I really want this? And there will be things that you really want, but you want to boil it down. You want to boil it down to those things. Second practice here. Create a cutscene. Create a cutscene in relation to your desired reality. So what does this mean? A cutscene is a visualization technique to dial to your success frequency. How do we create a cutscene here? Write out a highly detailed situation in relation to your success frequency and desired reality. So this is a snippet. This is a visual. This is a cutscene that you can refer back to practice to living on that frequency. Practice living on that frequency. Practice being that person, being there now. Let's look at an example here of a cutscene. Let's say you want to move abroad, okay? This is an example. I'm sitting at a cafe on my laptop writing content. The coffee is some of the best in the world. And I listen to the people speak Spanish around me. I take in a moment to breathe. And the trees are a lush green here. So we want to get highly detailed. We want to get very detailed about your cutscene and what that looks like. And you're going to use this to practice living on that frequency. Okay? Being that person now. Write out a few different cutscenes as well to refer back to. Hit it from a few different angles. Now, for step number 3, practice number 3, we put it all together. Embody the frequency. We have the clarity, we have the cutscene, and now we want to embody that and practice the frequency. Use your cutscene to embody the frequency. And this is a great thing to relate this to. I want you to think about yourself practicing this in relation to a radio. Right now, there are plenty of radio stations playing around me, but we can't hear that. I can't hear that. You can't hear that. But if we take out a radio and we dial it to a certain frequency, we can then hear that radio station. But the radio station was always playing. We just couldn't hear it. So I want you to use that in relation to your desired reality, in the sense that it's here right now, but it's waiting for you to tune into it whenever you want. And through this practice here, that's what we're doing. Use your cutscene to dial up your success frequency. Over time, you attract the things related to that frequency. That's an important thing to understand. We're doing this to become the person, the needle mover, so that the things can take place around you. That's nice. But first, like I said here, you live it internally. You be that person now. Last thing on this, and I hope you're enjoying these metaphors, okay? Because this is the best way to explain this stuff. Another great way to put it. Going from your current reality to your desired reality is like setting the thermostat in your home. When you set the thermostat in your home, it's not instantaneous. It's not instant. We want things now. But when you set your thermostat in your home to a certain temperature, the heater kicks on, the furnace kicks on, and slowly over time, the house heats up to the degree that you set. So use this in relation to your journey as well. When you dial to your success frequency and you practice that, you live on that, the climate will change. Opportunities will arise. Challenges will come. But persist no matter what. Things will fall away around you. But persist. If you are an entrepreneur or working in sales and interested in learning more about my one-to-one coaching here, feel free to book in a call down below with the link in the description. I'd be thrilled. It'd be a pleasure to speak more with you on this. Like we discussed in this video, to give you a brief overview of the work, with my one-to-one work, we go deeper on the topics of energy, frequency, and vibration, creating your desired reality, dealing with negative emotions. This was a big one for me. Working on my agency, getting stuck in that hustle culture loop, and doing out of fear, out of anxiety, with those strong negative emotions. And when you remove some of those negative feelings, you're able to reach your goals with more ease. And this is a complete art in itself. So if this sounds of interest to you, like I said, I'd be thrilled to speak more. And our intro call is always laid back, always chill for the first call. So don't feel any crazy pressure to be any sort of way. I always want to make that known. But I hope you enjoyed this video and found some serious value in it, because there is a lot of value in this video. And if you need to go back and watch it again, I encourage you to take notes on some of these things. If you need to go back and watch it again, I would encourage you to do that. But if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like on this, please subscribe. And I always get excited to hear from people in the comments or contacting me on Facebook. But yeah, this is the work. Thank you so much for watching. Talk soon.